PowerPoint 2010. In this session we're going to talk about the design ribbon and how you can use it effectively to create really good visual elements for your PowerPoint slideshows. You notice we're starting in the design ribbon. Normally we start in the home ribbon. We can quickly click to the design ribbon. In this design ribbon you've got several different parts and tools that you can use. The first one is the page setup menu. This page setup menu lets you adjust things for the print and projection options for your PowerPoint slideshow. You will notice that as you scroll down here there are several different options here for changing the print features, and then there are at the top 3 different ones that are for on-screen shows. This first one right here, the 16:9 ratio, is for widescreen slides, so you can get a different look and feel for a widescreen projector and kind of adjusts it for that. And if you're projecting to a widescreen projector, that can be helpful. The second new option is the 16:10, which isn't quite as wide, but that one would work maybe on to project to a television. That's kind of what those features are for, one to a widescreen projector and one to a widescreen television. For just a standard projector or monitor setup, it's mostly square, so it's the 4:3 ratio. Going to click OK, and you get kind of what we're used to in PowerPoint, especially if you use previous versions. New to this version is this cool button here that lets you quickly change it from portrait to landscape and back. In case you wanted to print or send out a quick print of it and then switch back for presentation mode. The next area here are the design themes. These replace the design templates that we used to have in the older versions of PowerPoint. They're kind of different. They don't work quite the same way, and if you mouse over here you'll see this is a More button that allows you to change the overall design of your slides, and it says that you can right click to do more things with it, and we're going to look at that in a second. But if you click that More button, at first glance it looks like there's not as many options as in the older PowerPoint design templates, but there actually are, and we'll take a look at how that works by choosing this design and adding it to our slideshow. So it changed all of my slides automatically. Every one of them changed to just that, and actually that's what I prefer to do. Some people say, well, I want to change just one slide. How do I do that? Let's click on this slide here and select that, and we're going to choose a different one from our More menu. Just select a different one, then right click on it and apply it to just the selected slide. So that changed just that slide and gave it a different theme. Now I personally like to keep a consistent theme through all my slideshow, and if I want to create emphasis for navigation purposes, I do a different technique, and we'll show you that. So you're aware, this actually creates some complex issues for the master slides. Master slides are something we'll talk about in a different tutorial, but it is possible to do it. I just personally prefer not to. So I'm going to undo that and come back in here. What I kind of prefer to do to create emphasis or to create navigation elements is to use the color schemes. If I choose a different color scheme, you'll notice if I just click on it, it changes the whole slideshow. Everything changes. I can undo that to take it back to the original one. But just like the themes, I can change a color scheme on a single slide by right-clicking and applying it to the selected slide. So now just that one slide changed. So you can see that would be, a navigation element if that's a subtopic or the beginning of a new subtopic. Be kind of useful. I don't need to do that with that slide, so I'm going to undo that feature. Just below the color schemes are font themes or font schemes, and you can mouse over that and you can see that it'll rapidly and quickly change the fonts for the entire document. Really useful if you want to quickly adjust the look and feel of your slideshow. The next one here is called Effects. These, as I mouse over them, you should hardly see any adjustment. The only thing that's changing is the small graphic of a box up in the top corner. That's because these only apply to the inserted image or inserted shapes and inserted word smart art. So that is a feature that you can rapidly change the effect look to. I'm going to leave mine the same. It matches the design theme. There are 2 more buttons over here that let you make some adjustments. You can click on the background styles and quickly adjust your background. For more advanced techniques, you can actually click on the format background and you get a dialog box that allows you to change all kinds of things about that. And then finally, the hide background graphics. I'm going to click on this first slide so you can see on the title master, when I click that button, all of the graphics are hidden. And that creates some problems for my heading in this case, but that can be useful if you've created elements on your master slide you don't want to appear on a specific slide. We'll talk about the master slides again in another tutorial, but it is useful to know that button does allow you to turn off these graphics. This drop down arrow will also bring up that format background dialog box the same way that the link to it here will as well. So that kind of gives you an overview of what you can do with the design ribbon in PowerPoint 2010.